A word in season to the weary. Daily meditations from the ministry of Brother Bakht Singh. March 3. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? 2 Corinthians 6 chapter 14th verse. We are God's peculiar people and so have to live a life worthy of our calling and vocation. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth. Deuteronomy 14 chapter 2nd verse. By our conversation and mode of living, we have to show that we are God's real treasure and his peculiar people. With that message, the children of Israel were brought out of Egypt. Soon after they came out of Egypt, God spoke these words through Moses, saying, Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. Exodus 19 chapter 5 and 6 verses. We read the same thing in 1 Peter 2nd chapter 9th verse. But ye are a peculiar people. The phrase peculiar people is rendered as a purchased people in the margin. We belong to the Lord because we are purchased by Him. We find the same thought in 1 Corinthians 6 chapter 20th verse. For ye are bought with a price, therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. We are purchased to be His people to show forth His glory. We ought to live a separated life. In Deuteronomy 13 chapter 6 to 9th verses, there is a solemn warning to those who marry unbelievers. That is a very common weakness and temptations among believers. They marry unbelievers hoping that gradually they can win their husbands or wives for the Lord. Instead, they are enticed by their unbelieving partners to their way of life. Very secretly, they go to places